Buying your first home, wow. It can feel like this huge, complicated journey, right? But what if I told you we could boil it all down into a simple roadmap? Well, that's exactly what we're going to do. In just a few minutes, we're giving you the map to get you from just thinking about it all the way to holding those keys.
All right, so here's our game plan. We're going to break this whole thing down into 5 simple, manageable steps. We'll kick things off with that big, should I even do this question, and we'll finish up at the best part, closing the deal.
Okay, first things first. Let's tackle the question that's probably on your mind right now. Is this journey even for you? I mean, should you buy or just keep renting?
You know, it really comes down to one big trade-off: flexibility versus building something for your future. With renting, hey, it's easy. You have lower costs up front, no leaky roofs to worry about, and you can pick up and move pretty easily. But with buying, that's where you start building equity. Think of it like a forced savings account that can grow over time. Plus, you get that awesome feeling of having a place that's truly yours.
All right, so you've decided to go for it. Awesome. Now we hit the next landmark on our map, the money. And let's be real, this is where a lot of people get kind of stuck or even a little scared. But trust me, getting this part right is absolutely crucial.
So, the big question isn't just what you want to buy, it's what you can realistically afford. And guess what? Lenders have these specific rules, these 2 key formulas, to figure that out. Let's pull back the curtain and see exactly how they work, because they're really just there to make sure you're not getting in over your head.
Okay, rule number 1 is called the gross debt service ratio, or GDS. Fancy name, simple idea. It basically looks at what your housing costs are going to be. We're talking the mortgage payment, property taxes, heat, and if you're in a condo, those fees. That's it.
And here's the number you need to remember: 39%. Lenders want to see that all those housing costs we just talked about add up to no more than 39% of your income before taxes. That's their first big green light.
Now for rule number 2, the total debt service ratio, or TDS. This one zooms out and looks at the bigger picture. It takes all those housing costs from the first rule and then adds all your other debts on top. You know, your car payment, student loans, credit card bills, the whole shebang.
And for this one, the magic number is 44%. So your house costs plus all your other debt payments have to be less than 44% of your gross income. It's really the lender's way of getting a full snapshot of your finances. If you can get under both of those numbers, 39% and 44%, you are in great shape to get that mortgage approval. But wait, there's more. And this is a big one people often forget. Beyond the mortgage and the down payment, you've got a budget for all these upfront costs. We're talking about things like the home inspection, lawyer fees, insurance, even just the cost of moving. It all adds up, so you definitely want to have a separate stash of cash ready for this stuff.
Okay, so you've got your finances charted. Now, you're not going on this expedition alone. It's time to assemble your A-team, your squad of experts to guide you.
Your team is going to have a few key players: a great lender, a sharp lawyer, a thorough home inspector. But your quarterback, the person who's really going to be your main guide through this whole thing, that's your real estate agent.
Now, you might be thinking, can I just do this myself? And technically, yeah, you can. But as the pros at Reco point out, it's super risky. Think about it. You'd be going up against the seller's agent who does this for a living. It's kind of like stepping into the ring without a coach in your corner.
A great agent is so much more than someone who just opens doors. They're your strategist. They're digging up properties, running the numbers, crafting your offer, and most importantly, they are your negotiator, fighting to get you the best possible deal.
And here's the crucial part. When you hire an agent to represent you, they legally owe you these 4 duties. It all boils down to this. They have to put your interests ahead of everyone else's, including their own. They are legally and ethically bound to have your back. Period.
All right, let's get to the really fun stuff, the expedition. This is where we go from planning and numbers to actually finding your future home and making a move.
But before you start looking, it's really important to know what you're actually buying. Are you looking for a freehold home where you own the house and the land it sits on? Or maybe a condominium where you own your unit but share common spaces like lobbies or a gym? Each type has different rules and responsibilities, so it's good to know the difference.
Okay, you've found it. The one. Now it's time to make it yours. You do this by submitting something called an agreement of purchase and sale. Basically, it's your formal, legally binding offer. This is where things get real.
Your agent or lawyer will put this whole document together. It's got the basics, who's buying, who's selling, the price, the date you want to move in. But here's what you really need to pay attention to: The conditions. Think of these as your escape hatches. A condition for financing or for a home inspection, these are the things that protect you and let you walk away if something isn't right.
And they accepted your offer. You're in the home stretch now. The finish line is in sight. This is all about ticking the last few boxes to get those keys in your hand.
So this final sprint to the finish line usually takes about 30 to 60 days. In that time, your lender dots the I's and crosses the T's, you get your home inspection done and clear any other conditions, and then you meet with your lawyer to sign what feels like a mountain of paperwork. But at the end of it, the home is officially yours.
And that's it. Congratulations, you did it. You took what seemed like a super complicated process and you navigated it all the way to your new front door. That is a huge deal.
So there you have it. The complete roadmap is in your hands. We've laid out the entire journey. So the only real question left is, what's your first step going to be?